The San Francisco Digital Connectors have been instrumental in the effort to bridge the digital divide. The Digital Connectors have provided thousands of hours of community service to the residents of San Francisco through computer training classes, refurbishing computers, participating in internet safety classes for families, and training senior citizens how to navigate the web. Since 2003, 96 youth have participated in the San Francisco Digital Connectors program in various low-income housing centers throughout the city. Today, NextGenWeb met with representatives of the Mission District and Visitation Valley programs. The San Francisco Digital Connectors have been instrumental in the effort to bridge the digital divide. The Digital Connectors have provided thousands of hours of community service to the residents of San Francisco through computer training classes, refurbishing computers, participating in internet safety classes for families, and training senior citizens how to navigate the web. Since 2003, 96 youth have participated in the San Francisco Digital Connectors program in various low-income housing centers throughout the city. Today, NextGenWeb met with representatives of the Mission District and Visitation Valley programs.
One of the things that I felt was that when I graduated from high school and went to college, I wanted to give back to the community. Because when I was growing up, there were not any other program like this one. The only thing that was out there was just like the basketball court and maybe another area that you can play baseball. So technology to me was the avenue to help kids, leave the streets and learn how to use technology and become successful citizens. It's tough for one economy to go into these communities and really educate people how to use technology. At the end of the day, people come to me and say, well, I need cereal on my table. Well, One Economy helps you get that cereal, a bigger box of cereal, by teaching you how to use that technology so you can find a better job. And families need to understand that that's the goal. And we help them get to that level. And how do we do that? Well, first of all, we help them with affordable access to internet services. Some of the internet services or the providers that we use are a very low cost. Here at Carreteras, we have the luxury that this particular property has been wired by One Economy. So the residents that live in this property have this wonderful computer lab at their services so they can come down and eventually work with Javier and the digital connectors, learn those new skills. Once they get those skills, then we'll give them the cereal box with a refurbished computer. And that computer can help them get to that particular new job or find a better job. So at the end of the day, it's like the Beehive. We make it easier for them. And the Beehive also, we use it as a portal to the internet. But at the end of the day, they need to have the technology access. They need to have someone to help them, which are the digital connectors. It's a challenge for both of us to really do that in this community because we hear from the digital connectors themselves living in a really dangerous zone. There was just a shooting this morning, and we find these kids coming to work every single day. That shows dedication from the program as well as their leadership from their coordinator. If we don't have coordinators like that across the country, our program will not be successful. Today we have provided over 1,500 internships to high school students across the country. Those 1,500 youth have provided over 45,000 hours of community service, plus they have touched over 10,000 families. And it's amazing to see that the program has done a lot of good things for the digital connectors. Not only help them with school credits, keep them off the dropout rate, it also helps them to improve their computer skills as well as understand that now they have an opportunity to use technology to transform their lives, to use technology as they please. And maybe they don't want to go to college. I'm not saying they don't want to go to college, but some kids might not end up going to college. And technology can be the avenue for them to be able to continue to provide an income to their families. A lot of the kids that have worked in this particular community, like La Banda, have seen that change. They have changed the way they live. They have changed the way they speak to the public. And you can see by the way they carry themselves. And Javier can tell you this, within the first month, you gotta give these kids credit because they're here on a daily basis. The program, we give them ownership of the program, and we try to ensure that the program is really a technology leadership program. It's just not an after-school program because at the end of the day, they're going to be the technology ambassadors that are going to represent One Economy and there are communities out there, and they have to do it in that particular way. So we give them the tools, we give them the curriculum, we give them the mentoring so they can be able to get to that level. At the end of the day, a lot of people don't realize that when you work at the type of level that you don't get to see what's on the ground, you don't get to see the value of how internet has changed people's lives. And today we saw a taste of that with La Banda, with Lisette, with the digital connectors from Visitation Valley and the Mission Kids. You know, these kids are in this program for one reason, and that reason is to connect family to technologies. And One Economy can help them with different ways to get to that level. So we're very fortunate to be in this situation, to work with this community, knowing that it's one of the toughest communities in San Francisco. But that's where really the stories come from. The success stories come from those communities. And those are the communities that at the end of the day are going to remember not One Economy. They're going to remember the work that they did throughout the process, or the beehive, or how to turn a computer on, like you saw Javier today in the mission also teaching and being trained how to apply for a job online. Those are the stories that stay within our hearts, because it really shows that technology can change people's lives, and that's the power of what we do.
Well, Leo Sosa actually came to our weekly coordinators meeting, and he told us about the program. Right then, immediately, I jumped on it. I was so happy. I was actually the first one of the coordinators to jump on it, because we look for quality sites for our kids. We look for a place where they can actually learn something that's going to help them in the future, down the road, and this was perfect. This was perfect, because as we know, technology is everything. We have the internet, the AT&T high-speed internet through digital connectors. We were able to get that for, I think, a year or 2 years at no cost. And that helps, as I said, I have 4 daughters, that helps with homework, email. It's just, this program really has changed our community a lot for the better. I'm really so glad, I feel so lucky that Leo came to talk to us and that I was able to get introduced to the program, because a lot of us wouldn't have email, we wouldn't have computers, and a lot of the other older people wouldn't know definitely how to use a computer or even have access. I know we have the computers in our community, like at the library or something like that, but it's not the same as having it in your home. And through digital connectors now we have it in our home, and we know how to use them. Can't beat that.
We go over internet skills, different skills that you can take out to the community and teach, like searching, different websites we could go to for different information to help our community.
No, I just think that it's great how we do it, how we trying to help people that are underprivileged around this area.
I learned about new websites. I learned I can help people that need help, and I can teach people new things that they don't know that I know.
I like being a digital connector because we work with the community and we get to help people that don't have a lot of advantages like other people.